What's up, everybody? How's your guys' day going? Mine's going pretty well, thank you. Killmonger, how are you feeling ahead of your lightweight debut on Saturday? Hyped. I honestly have wanted to move down for a while. I was considering it, but after the Mario fight back in 2021, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll move down and see how I do at lightweight. So that's why I took 2022 off. I've been cutting a lot of fucking weight. And now I'm at like a good weight where I won't gain a lot after my fight. After the weigh-ins, but I'll still have to cut some pounds, but it won't be as bad. But this is the first one, so I gotta get through this fight, and then I can finally recover and chill after a whole grueling year in 2022. Because trust me, the training I've been putting in the gym, I know radio silent for like a long, long time, but the work is gonna do the talking, and I'm gonna do all my talking on Saturday night. I ain't gonna sit out here and talk a bunch of shit. I'm just gonna go in there and put on a show. I don't got no beef with this kid, so I don't got much to say, but I am gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna make it look easy. So don't blink, or I'll fight my end. Killmonger, obviously, training has been really hard for you, but when the fight got announced, were you like been training for like a fight kind of thing for the whole year, or like did you just start getting back into training camp? It's a good question. Well, after the Mario fight, I took some time off. I was trying to get into the fight in the summer, but there was no options. But yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna try moving down to lightweight. There's a whole bunch of challenges for me down there. So in August of 2021, it's where my training, like my cut to this lightweight division has started. And that's why I've taken a long time off, because again, I was heavyweight, cruiserweight kind of style. Like my weight was at cruiserweight and heavyweight. So I had a lot of weight cutting to do, but I was very, very small for the cruiserweight division, let alone the heavyweight division. So it wasn't as bad, but I had to do a lot of cutting. I didn't do a lot of hard training, but I definitely stayed in the gym working on moves and making a bunch of improvements after my fight, because I had to do a lot of improvements after the Mario fight, because I definitely showed some improvements after the Bowser fight, but I had to do some work after the Mario fight as well, because there's still a lot of things that I gotta fix, and I've been fixing those stuff. So Saturday night, I'm in a whole different kind of zone, and I'm getting the job done on February 4th in Las Vegas. So make sure to tune in and get ready for a good show, because I am gonna knock this kid out on the canvas. Killmonger, what makes you so confident you're gonna win this? Like, despite the fact that you're fighting a guy who only has one defeat in his career, and he only lost by decision. He's never been finished. Like, do you expect to be a dog fight? Like, what are your thoughts on the fact that Kyle has a pretty good record? He has a pretty good record, but he doesn't have a good resume. His only good win was against Toad. That's his only good win. Who is the number one contender? Who I do want to fight as well in a respectful match, but again, that was Toad early in his career. But yeah, that was Kyle's debut. But still, Toad wasn't the best of a fighter back then. Now he's like more improved. Even though he got beat. Oh shit, my fault. Even though he lost against Plankton, he was winning that fight, and he made a bunch of improvements. And I've been seeing him in the gym recently. That motherfucker is working. Toad is hungry for that championship fight. Well, Killmonger, speaking of the championship fight in 2 weeks, what is your prediction for the trilogy between Plankton and Toad for the undisputed lightweight championship? I think Toad gets it done this time. Now, I know people are saying, oh, Plankton knocked him out cold. Plankton knocked him the fuck out in 2 rounds. Y'all gotta remember something. Plankton wasn't landing nothing in the second fight. He was getting beaten the shit out of. And Toad, Toad did, got knocked out, but he was winning. Toad was winning the whole fight. And I think Toad's going to play it smart, and I think he's going to beat Plankton up, because we know who the better fighter is between those two. It's just that Plankton got a good knockout punch. And it landed well, and he timed it good, but he's not going to be able to get that again on this Toad. This Toad that we've been seeing in the gym ever since his loss against Plankton. He's been making a lot of improvements. He's going to show the improvements on February 18th when he beats up Plankton pretty convincingly. Do you think Toad gets a KO, or do you think it goes to all 10 rounds? I think Toad gets a knockout in the later rounds. I think Plankton's chin won't hold him up. Plankton has been KO'd early in his career. He's been in some dog fights, plus been knocked out. I mean, let's take a look at Plankton, all right? He has like 30 wins, all that padded record shit, and all that. But listen, if we're talking about actual like resume, we're gonna go through his resume, and most of his resume is losses, by the way. Just remember that. He got his career. He started in fights, fought Sonic, got destroyed in 1 round, easy work for. Then he came back in like July, and then fought Toad in their first fight. Lost that fight by split decision. Close fight. He did put up a good fight, but he lost. Then he fought against Mario and got knocked out in 20 seconds. Like, that was easy work for Mario. That was like Mario's easiest fight in his career besides Daffy Duck, who gave him a tough fight in their trilogy. Then he went to a draw with Mickey Mouse. Then he took a year off, came back, and then KO'd Toad. So really, on record, on camera, Plankton only has 1 win. Yet they gave him a title shot, which makes 0 fucking sense. How does a guy who has 7 losses get a title shot? That makes no sense. That makes literally no fucking sense in my opinion. But it's alright. Plankton can get us a little bit of fame, and I think Toad will dominate him and then finish him off in the later rounds for sure. Killmonger, what round do you see yourself KOing Kyle? I think round 3. I think he'll survive the first 2. I think I'll rock him a couple times. I feel like this is going to be a dominant win for me. I know Kyle's good, but his defense is shit. And, I mean, we've seen that. I mean, we saw it in his fight with Cartman. His defense looked like complete dog shit. Like, no offense, but his defense looked like shit. And, honestly, I'm going to test that defense. You better make some improvements at this fight with Cartman. But, because, I mean, his defense in that fight was ass. And if he gets rocked by Cartman's shots, I'm going to knock him out. And that's a fact. I see myself taking him out in 3 rounds at max. Could be earlier. But I don't see him getting past 3 rounds with me. And I think my power and my combos, my speed's improving. My cardio is only going to get better. And despite the weight cut, I've been fresh. And I've adapted to it. And I'm getting used to this stuff. So I'm grinding. And I'm going to prove it when I win this fight on Saturday. To continue my legacy as a fighter and to be a future champion in the lightweight division. Killmonger, if you do beat Kyle, who do you want next? I could see Cartman. I mean, Cartman just lost his fight with Patrick, so why the fuck not, right? I beat Kyle, and then me versus Cartman in the summer. I think that makes perfect sense. Main event around June, July. Maybe a co-main event, depending on what gets made. Shit, I don't see the problem with that. That'll be pretty interesting to do. I think I can knock him out. But, I think, I'll probably see if he wants to fight me. We'll see what happens. But I can't overlook Kyle. I know I feel like I'm going to win easily, and I think I will. But I still can't overlook the guy. The dude has been working. He looks like he's made some improvements since his last fight. And I'm excited to see the improvements this guy has made. And I want him to test me as well. Because we've both been out the ring for a long time. Almost 2 years. And I can't wait to test our skills against one another. And it's going to be a great fight. And I'm excited for it. Thank you, Killmonger, for this media day. And we'll see you on Saturday for the fight. Thank you, guys. I will see you soon. Saturday night, I'm getting this knockout.